Good morning, kindergarten, and welcome to Kindergarten 2020. We appreciate you putting your children with us, and we pray that you will pray with us every day this year, that we have a wonderful year. And then I'm going to go over just a little bit of the orientation note that you will receive, and you will get a handout when you bring your supplies in on Friday of this week. If you have any questions over the handout, you can pan me at the school through our pan system Sycamore, and I will answer any question that you have on it. The first part of our orientation sheet just tells about lunches. It tells about all the daily activities that we have, the different things that we're doing. I'm going to touch base on just a couple of things so that way you'll know exactly the most important things that we need to highlight today. The first one is they can bring their lunches. If they bring their lunches, please make sure that there's not a lot of different kinds of sweets and things like that in there, because it tends to hyper the children up for the afternoon. They are not allowed to bring money for lunches. It's all charged, and it will be on your bill. If they forget a lunch this year, we are not allowing parents to bring lunches back at a different time. They'll have to charge their lunch for that day. So please remember, if they forget their lunch in the morning, you're not allowed to bring it back to the school, because we're not taking a lot of things coming in out from outside, just to keep everyone safe. Our pickup times and car line, you will stay in the line when we come pick up your children right out front of the school where you come to the office. We will have 3 teachers stationed there, so that way you will be able to stay in your car, and we will call them out and put them in the car for you each day. So please remember that. We do have a nap time in kindergarten. Our nap time, we'll use about 45 minutes of just rest period time. I don't make them have to go to sleep, but they do have to be quiet and not disturb other children while we're napping. We also play special songs and different story times for them while they're doing the quiet time. They do need to bring a small blanket, not a big one, and then we assign them a sheet and a mat that is their sheet and mat number every day, and no one else gets to borrow their mats. Those sheets and blankets are sent home on Fridays. You need to bring them back on Mondays, because we do not have extras for that mat. Thank you for that. Folders for the week will be sent home on Tuesdays, and when you look at the child's work, you might want to see if they're missing something or if they didn't understand something. Go over it with them if they missed it, so that way it'll just prepare them for the next time that we have something in that folder about that kind of things. Folders need to be signed and brought back on Wednesday, not any later, because we start putting papers back in that very next day for the next week. We do have a prize box in our classroom, and this is something we do weekly. Sometimes we even do it in the middle of the week for something special that the children did, or just to encourage them to keep doing their best. So I would appreciate it if you could supply things once a month, just maybe 6 or 8 things from the Dollar Tree, or if you have extra dollar toys from McDonald's or Wendy's or places like that you visit and you've got extra of those, just slide them in. Those are perfect for prize boxes. So we appreciate your help, since we have 18 children this year, to be able to supply prizes to every week that don't get their name off the list. In Bible, the next page on our list would be Bible. We do have a Bible memory verse every week. It is due on Thursdays. They need to bring their Bible verse folder with them on Thursday, so we can mark the grade on it and show you what they made. Also, you can check Sycamore later that afternoon, and you can find out what they made that day. But their Bible verses are graded, and they do have to say them all by themselves to me. Absences, we need a written note as to why your child is absent. They are tardy at 8 o'clock in kindergarten. If they come in after 8, when the bell rings, they are counted tardy, and 3 tardies is equal to 1 absence. So be very careful with that. And then this year we have something new. If they do get sick and they are running a fever and we send them home, they have to stay home for 2 days. And then their fever has to be gone for 24 hours before you can send them back to school. And this is to help us with the COVID and all the things that are going around right now during this time, just to keep your children safe, and we appreciate you helping us with that. The rest of the thing is self-explanatory, and then that way you can just go back through it and look over it. If you have any questions over that sheet, you can talk to me about that. There's another sheet that I'm going to include that talks about parents, teachers teaching, just talking to parents, I'm sorry. And then on the back of that, it will show you exactly how I teach them how to write their letters. That way, when we start writing a letter that week, we usually do 2 letters a week, you can be able to show them step by step how I teach it at school, so you'll know how to do it the same way I do. If they're struggling with a letter at home, they can practice on it a little bit more. So I'd keep this handy where you can keep a hold of it. We also do family projects every month. This month, our family project for September, it'll be due in September, and I don't have a due date yet, but I will put it on your sheet so you'll know what day it's due. It is a folding number book, so that they can start correlating what numbers go with how many different objects. You can do a family number book like that and put maybe number 1 would be your child, number 2, mom and dad, number 3, maybe the whole family if you got on 3 in your family. So this has exactly directions how to do it. If you have any questions over it, just send me a pen and I'll help you with it. The last 2 things that will be on your packet that you will get from kindergarten is a child information sheet. One of them is for me that I keep. It also tells me things about your favorite child's snack, activities they like, some words describing your child, maybe some medical issues that I need to know about the first of the year. Don't wait until the middle of the year to tell me once they've had an attack or an asthma or something like that happen. Please let me know if there's some medical issues or if they have some learning problems that you already know about. I need to know those too, please. Then also later in the year, right now we're not accepting any parents in the classroom or in the cafeteria, but later in the year, if things clear up where we can do this, we do have parent volunteers come in and help us with different parties and different things that we have in our classroom. So we'll be looking forward to that hopefully in the future. I do need this back on Monday. Then the other paper is an authorized pickup list. We need to know that if you have someone who cannot pick up your child, to please let us know, and especially just give us names of people who are authorized to pick up your child. That way we don't send them home with someone that they don't need to be going home with, especially if case there's families that are split or the ones that are living with different parents. So please send both of these information sheets back on Monday. We need those back. Also, there was another sheet sent home to you through a packet from the school. And that sheet is the information to sign about the COVID restrictions and things like that that are on there and your agreement with that. We have to have that back on Monday also, or they will not be allowed to come back to school on Tuesday. So please help us with that. I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to meeting you and your children. And I pray that you would pray with me about this year, that the Lord would keep us safe and that we'd have an awesome year. Thank you so much.